So, Tyler Funk, you know him. He is known for being friends with Polo Boy, being short. He makes shower thirst trap videos on occasion. Pretty sexy stuff. He recently got in some controversy because an individual made a video and they said that he sent pee-pee pics to her while they were 13. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3 videos, 2 from the individual that he sent pictures to, and then the one apology video that he put out on his TikTok. And then we will talk about what is to be made of the situation, because we definitely aren't getting the full story. But first, let's look at what happened. This is...
I'm finally doing it.
The video.
You're welcome. So basically, this is about Tyler Funk being predatory towards me when I was 13. Yes, this Tyler Funk. If you don't believe me, here's the proof already. That's his Snapchat right there, his current Snapchat, and that's... I'll get into it. So to get into it, when I was 13, I DM'd Tyler on Instagram. This was January or February of 2019. He was a senior in high school. I was in 8th grade and 13. I didn't really expect him to respond to me because I had a private account and, but he did end up responding. So my first reaction was to show him what I looked like, which I did with this. As you can tell, that's a child.
I would like to point out that their face is caked with makeup. That is a filter with a lot of filters on it. It's a very I don't know. You can't really even tell what you look like because you have a Snapchat filter and you have a lot of makeup on. So it's not really fair to say that you look like a child. But you know what? Go ahead.
If how young I look wasn't, most...
The problem is that they don't really look very young at all in that picture. They look pretty mature, if you ask me. So...
a problem. I also told him, general information that you tell someone when you're meeting them, like how old you are, what state you live in, what your, full name is. Not really, not my full name, but, I have a really cool full name, so I told him. Your height, your grade, blah, blah, blah. He did the same. He was still living in Pennsylvania. He was working at a diner. He was a senior in high school. Oh, and he was 5'7". So eventually we added each other on Snapchat and just moved the conversation there. So for 2 days, he kind of just half-assedly texted me what are you doing every so often. And I was trying to have a conversation with him because I was 13. I wanted to get to know him, And 2 days after that, he started having a conversation with me, and I was really excited. But then he turned the conversation sexual. He was asking me what I was into, what I had done, if I was a virgin, all that stuff. I also remember him specifically saying that he wanted to take my virginity, specifically. Eventually, he ended up pressuring me into sending stuff, which at the time I was being really heavily groomed by other people. So I thought that this was just normal behavior. Eventually, I did end up sending stuff, and immediately, without my permission, he saved everything that I sent. He also sent something back, which is what this is right there. Censored, obviously, because I'm not that kind of person. And TikTok.
Bro, why were y'all sending stuff through the messaging? Oh, gosh, bro. Both of you guys are idiots. Tyler and this individual is both idiots.
TikTok would take this down. But yeah, there's your explanation plus proof. So, point is, don't be like me. Don't idolize people who you've never... That's just wrong. At the time, I was just really sad that he unadded me after, but looking back on it, that's honestly really disgusting that he would do that, knowing I was 13. And also, I want to point out that this is an old screenshot, before he had this whole Snapchat influencer thing.
It's also a screenshot of when he himself was a minor. I like to point that out.
So yeah, there you go. I'm finally doing...
Okay, so that was the first video by that person, and then he responded. We'll look at his response. Right away, what am I taking away from it? First of all, you never said that you mentioned your age to him. you also are leaving out the fact that he was also a minor when he was texting you. Not saying that he's in the right, not saying that you're in the right. I would make the case that you both are heavily in the wrong. He should have asked your age. You should have told him your age. You shouldn't have been sending stuff. He shouldn't have sent stuff back. You know, you both are idiots. You both are not doing yourselves any favors in this situation at all. So, she said her age. Well, I would like you to, she said her age in the beginning. Did she tell her age to him? Because we're about to look into Tyler. Tyler is saying she never said her age. So let's see.
I'm finally doing it. You're welcome.
To start, this situation happened in January of 2019. I was 17 at the time. I was in high school. I do remember exchanging lewd photos with this person and sexting them and flirting with them as well. One thing that I want to make extremely clear is that I did not know that they were 13, and I understood then, as I do now, that a 13 and a 17-year-old having sexual relations and interactions is disgusting and weird as hell. Also, I would like to apologize to Violet themselves for blocking and unadding them after this terrible situation. I don't agree at all with how childish I acted in the past, and I really wish I could change that, but all I can do is apologize.
I'm finally doing it. You're welcome.
So that's what he said. He said that he didn't know their age. So I don't, you know, obviously you have two conflicting stories here. If they were saying that he knew their age, so I don't really know. Then they put out another video talking about it. So we'll watch that as well.
This is getting super annoying, so I'm just gonna show more screenshots. So if you look at the pictures, that's his Bitmoji, or it was at the time. If you look at the picture, if you don't believe like what it is, it's a picture of him in the shower. I wonder what else is in the picture. Wow. There's also like literally no reason for me to lie about this. I'm not like some evil person that just wants to ruin people's lives for no reason.
Oh, yeah, sure. I believe you. Of course. You said it in a TikTok, so it has to be true.
Like, if this did not happen, there would be no point in making this video. Like, I don't want a big platform. I literally have a stalker. Like, that would not be good for me.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't know.
And also, if he were to, like, deny this to the point of pursuing it legally, we would have to get a warrant for Instagram. I've dealt with this before with my stalker.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Sounds like you get yourself in a lot of drama.
Would retrieve the deleted messages. This is getting super annoying. So.
Okay, I don't really know what the point of that video was. Let me go back and see if... Did they say that he knew her age?
You're welcome.
Knew their age?
So basically, this is about Tyler Funk being predatory towards me when I was 13. Yes, this Tyler Funk. If you don't believe me, here's the proof already. That's his Snapchat right there, his current Snapchat, and I'll get into it. So to get into it, when I was 13, I DM'd Tyler on Instagram. This was January or February of 2019. He was a senior in high school. I was in 8th grade and 13. I didn't really expect him to respond to me because I had a private account and, you know, but he did end up responding. So my first reaction was to show him what I looked like, which I did with this. As you can tell, that's a child. If how young I look wasn't, you know, mostly a problem, I also told him, like, general information that you tell someone when you're meeting them, like how old you are, what state you live in.
Okay. So they said that they told Tyler how old they were. I didn't know because she, like, said it so casually. She was like, they were like, yeah, I told him my age, my home address, my full name. Like, I gave him everything. So, you know, I think the big problem here is that this is all hearsay. They're saying that they're saying that they told him their age. He's saying that they didn't. So it's like, who are we supposed to believe when they're both saying same things and they don't have evidence to support either claim? Do you see the dilemma that us, the general public, is put in here? Who are we supposed to believe when there's no proof for either side? That's a big problem with things like this, is that what are we supposed to believe? When, you know, they have evidence because they have pictures of his pee-pee, and then, you know, Tyler is just like, well, I didn't know their age. But then they're like, well, yeah, you did know my age. Who are we supposed to believe? You know? Obviously, Tyler's in the wrong. Obviously, although he wasn't 18, which, thank the Lord, because that would have been way worse, but you were still 17. Obviously, this is still bad. You guys really need to stay away from sending explicit messages to people online because of situations like this right here, because it's just a messy situation. The public is now going to be divided. There's going to be Team Tyler people. There's going to be Team whatever this person's name is. And, like, what are we supposed to do? We can't really side with anybody. We can't really believe anyone because there's not sufficient evidence for either side. It's just them accusing people of anything. And what is it going to amount to? Nothing. Tyler put out a pretty genuine and good apology, in my opinion. He'll be able to move on from this, and then this person will fade back into irrelevancy. So, you know, they were both minors. However, 17, 13, obviously pretty gross. You know, I really hope he didn't know that they were 13. But if he did, then that is a problem. That is obviously something that is pretty disgusting. The problem is we just don't know. Obviously, she was showing a picture, and you know, they were like, hey, I looked like a kid in this picture. No, you didn't. You didn't look like a kid. You sent a picture to him, and to be honest, you looked pretty mature. But obviously not an excuse, because even if you did catfish him, then he still should have been asking for your age. So, we don't need to side with anyone, as you guys are saying in the Twitch chat. We don't need to side with anyone. I think both of these people are in the wrong. And honestly, I mean, it doesn't really seem like this is going to go legal. It doesn't really seem, I mean, I hope that no harm was done to this individual from Tyler. I don't know. They weren't really claiming that any harm was done to them, I guess. So that's good. If there was, then that sucks. So it's just a crappy situation. Apparently, this person who accused Tyler was constantly, you know, shading him in comment sections, because the person said, are you going to make a video on Tyler or just accuse him in other people's comments? So obviously this person was accusing Tyler Funke of doing things in comment sections, and then they finally decided to make a video about it. Lesson for today: doing stuff online with people that you don't know is a bad idea. So stop freaking doing it. I'm tired of making videos about people who decide to do these things. They don't know the ages. They don't know the person. It's so easy to get catfished. It's so easy to get manipulated on both sides. Whether you're an older man, an older woman, a younger man, a younger woman, it doesn't matter. You can get taken advantage of either way. And, you know, it just is a good idea to stay away from this stuff in general. It is a good idea to just not interact with people online if you don't know them, especially in a sexual manner. So please, if you can take anything from this situation that we just covered, stop freaking sexting people. It's just weird. You don't know the person. You don't need to have that kind of relationship with somebody online. If you don't know somebody, it's dangerous, and you need to stop. And also, especially if you're a social media influencer, it gets even fishier, because then a person can come on, try to accuse you of things, and it can tear down your whole entire career. I think Tyler can bounce back from this, just because I mean, he put out a pretty decent apology for it. And to be honest, this person's story does have some holes in it that need to be filled. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I think the situation, honestly, people will forget about it in a few weeks, but it needs to serve as a lesson to you guys that you need to be more careful online. You need to be more careful when you interact with people, for sure. Well, hey guys, thank you guys for watching this little conversation that we had about Tyler Funk and the controversy that was surrounding him. Once again, reiterating that you guys need to stay away from doing stuff like this on the internet. Obviously, this is a very tough situation to break down because a lot of this stuff is hearsay. So take what I said with a grain of salt, and please research this for yourself. Make these decisions for yourself. This is just my commentary on it. And what does this mean at the end of the day? Nothing. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. Subscribe if you haven't already. I found out that 60% of you who watch me aren't subscribed. So go subscribe, comment, like, all this stuff. I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the flippity flip. Goodbye.